Coming up on Mountain News this morning, trial of a Whitley County mother charged in her daughter's death continues. Plus, the battle of the border has folks taking sides on the Kentucky-Tennessee state line.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning and a happy Thursday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this March 27th. The time 6:31, which means it's time to check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal this morning for a look at that forecast. And Megan, a bit of a chilly start, not too bad this morning. Maybe that's because my air conditioner is just way too on, honestly.
Yeah, I did not turn on my heat last night. I woke up and it was very cold in my apartment, and that's basically what it feels like outside, is very cold, like the heat has not been turned on. But the good news is temperatures will be warming up as you're heading into the afternoon, being one of the warmest days we've seen this week before even warmer temperatures head our way on this weekend. Let's talk about rain chances though, because we are seeing a little bit of some rain rolling through the region. You can see it towards Wayne County this morning, and we're mostly looking at partly cloudy skies with just slight chances of rain in the forecast. Here's a look at those current temperatures, mainly sitting in the 30s. So chilly. Grab that coat before you head out the door. And as you go into the afternoon, well, you can expect those temperatures in the mid to upper 60s, which is not too bad of temperatures. Here's how the next couple hours will play out. We'll see those temperatures warming up, hitting the high around 4 o'clock with cloud cover increasing throughout the day, as well as some rain chances popping up as you're heading into the afternoon and overnight hours going into your Friday. Amelia.
Thank you, Megan. While a wanted fugitive is back behind bars after a multi-agency operation in Middlesboro. Police arrested Timothy Hunter Cole early Wednesday morning. He was wanted for a parole violation tied to a 2019 attempted manslaughter conviction. Back in February, officers tried to serve a warrant, but Cole got away after a brief standoff. Investigators later learned he reportedly threatened to use firearms against law enforcement. After a month-long search, multiple agencies, including U.S. Marshals, the ATF, and Kentucky National Guard, tracked him to Robinson Lane, where he was arrested. One person was flown to Lexington after a stabbing in Laurel County. Officers with the London Police Department say they were called to Cedar Lane Apartments at around 5:50 Wednesday morning. The call was for a stabbing after a domestic violence situation. When officers arrived, they found a man at the front of the complex with a stab wound. He was flown to UK Hospital for treatment. A teenager has been involved in a hit and run in Pulaski County. The 16-year-old victim told a deputy she was running along Slate Branch Spur Road when she was hit by a Chevrolet Avalanche in the back with the right passenger mirror on that vehicle. The vehicle never stopped to help. The car behind picked the victim up, and then she was driven to the Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital. Deputies say criminal charges are imminent. The trial of a Whitley County mother charged in her daughter's death continued yesterday. Alexandra Ward is accused of covering up the abuse of her 3-year-old daughter, Amora Smallwood. Jordan Taylor strangled and killed Amora in February 2023. Taylor pleaded guilty in October and is serving life in prison. Ward is charged with complicity to murder and strangulation. A man from California is arrested for not registering as a sex offender in southern Kentucky. 42-year-old Ricky Becker was arrested last week. Corbin police were able to locate him while investigating a burglary. Becker was wanted for absconding parole supervision in California and for not registering with the California Sex Offender Registry. He also didn't register here, and he's been living in Kentucky for a while now. In fact, Corbin police arrested him last July for being non-compliant. He's also charged with resisting arrest. A routine traffic checkpoint in Laurel County led to a drug bust Wednesday afternoon. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Department arrested 81-year-old William Harold Klontz after a canine alerted to drugs in his truck at a checkpoint on Kentucky 552, that's south of London. Investigators say they found a large amount of meth hidden under the hood. Klontz was also wanted on an outstanding warrant and was driving on a suspended license. He now faces drug trafficking and multiple other charges. The Attorney General is making an announcement today in Louisville. Attorney General Russell Coleman will announce the grants awarded by the Kentucky Opioid Abatement Advisory Commission. The Opioid Abatement Commission selected 77 recipients. Those Kentucky organizations will get nearly $20 million for prevention, treatment, and recovery efforts. The announcement is at 11 this morning at the Goodwill West Louisville Opportunity Center. In Clay County, police in Manchester are cracking down on drivers who ignore crosswalks. The police department took to social media to comment on the issue, urging all drivers to prioritize pedestrian safety and reminding everyone that pedestrians have the right of way at both marked and unmarked crosswalks. The police department says officers will start issuing traffic citations to drivers who do not yield at pedestrians at crosswalks. In Pulaski County, the community is mourning the sudden loss of a former high school football player. 19-year-old Drew Inabit died Tuesday night after a farming accident at a farm in Nancy. The Pulaski County deputy coroner says Inabit somehow fell off a tractor and then hit his head. He was pronounced dead at the hospital in Somerset. An autopsy has been scheduled. The city of Pikeville is remembering one of its longest-serving firefighters, commemorating his decades of service on the one-year anniversary of his death. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has a look at a new sign that celebrates his service.
Special occasion, near and dear to our hearts, the lost brother, Robert Lindsay.
A memorial for a man who meant so much to so many.
I spent my whole life watching him get up in the middle of the night to go to a fire, and all of the sacrifices that he has made to make this city a better place. 1
year after Robert Lindsay's death, the Pikeville firefighter is being honored for his more than 4 decades of service.
This has been one of the hardest things my family has had to go through, and so to know that we have the whole fire department, we have the city to be by our side, not just a year ago today, not just today, but every day in between, means the world because it makes things a lot more bearable.
His fellow firefighters say he was the embodiment of a giver.
The gap that we felt in his absence as he's been gone is one that will never be filled.
Always teaching with a way of making life a little sweeter for everyone.
He was always willing to give somebody the shirt off his bag. If you brought your children by to the fire station, he was giving them honey buns and Mountain Dew. He was just spoiling a little bit before they went home, and that's what we want to represent.
So the department and city officials brought his family and friends to the Appalachian Wireless Arena Wednesday, dedicating Section 201 to number 201.
Just know that everybody's going to see his number and see his name up on that wall. You know, I was blessed growing up with him, blessed to work with him. And it's hard when you see the family members, you see your co-workers, your city workers. It's hard because nobody will ever fill that void.
A small act for a man whose every action was larger than life.
And I think that's what people's going to remember about Robbie.
I think nobody deserves it more than him.
In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Lindsay says her father would have thought it was silly to make such a big deal out of him if he were still here, but she knows he's more than deserving of the celebration. Well, it's a big week for Kentucky basketball fans. On Friday, they'll play in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2019, and they'll be playing one of their biggest rivals. Fans who live on the Kentucky-Tennessee border near Jellicoe say every game between the Cats and the Vols is intense. UK fan Gary Taylor says most of his customers, and even his son, are Tennessee fans.
The man down through the years, they give me a hard time over the UK Tennessee game.
I was always told as a kid that I got switched at birth. He picked up the wrong kid at the hospital.
The Taylors say they expect a lot of fans from both teams to make the trip up to Indianapolis for Friday night.
Let's talk those temperatures because right now we're sitting in the 30s, but as you can tell, temperatures are warmer in Lexington in the 40s, and then we see some more 40s in Louisville. But let's zoom out just a little bit, seeing 56 degrees As you're traveling towards Kansas City, those temperatures will be moving closer to us. And as we head into the afternoon, well, you can expect the mid to upper 60s. Not going to be too bad of a day, seeing the warmer temperatures as you're traveling closer to that Tennessee-Kentucky border for today. Now, satellite and radar is mostly clear, seeing a little bit of rain as you're approaching Wayne County, Kentucky. And that'll be what we're seeing today. Just slight chances of rain throughout the day. On the way to bus stop, you can expect those temperatures in the upper 30s. And on the way home, the low 60s. Stay with us. More mountain news and weather is on the way.